You know that exact moment. You're sitting on the edge of the couch. She's scrolling. The TV hums quietly in the background. You just spent the afternoon planning your next date. You made sure the house was clean. You checked if she needed anything. But the silence between you feels heavy, cold, like a third person just walked into the room. You look over. She doesn't look back. Your chest tightens. Your brain starts whispering, "Why does this keep happening? Did I say something wrong again? Is this just what love feels like now? Am I the problem, even when I'm trying so hard?" Here is what nobody tells you. You aren't losing her because you're too soft. You're losing her because your constant agreeableness quietly erased the polarity she needed to feel drawn to you. The relationship didn't drift because your care faded. It drifted because your safety went underground. You are not failing at love. This is not a sign that you chose the wrong person. Every good man who has ever poured his heart into someone has stood exactly where you are right now. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how your hidden patterns, your nervous system, and your communication habits are actually pushing her away, and, more importantly, you will know exactly how to step into grounded presence, rebuild real attraction, and turn emotional drift into turning toward each other again. Let's get into it. Most couples believe that keeping the peace, saying yes to everything and never making waves, is what builds lasting attraction and trust. But the real truth is that human connection doesn't thrive on flatness. It thrives on presence. When you constantly smooth over your own edges to keep her comfortable, her nervous system isn't registering safety. It's registering predictability. And predictability, without polarity, breeds emotional drift. What looks like a woman pulling back is rarely a loss of love. It's a loss of aliveness. Her attachment system is quietly asking for a partner who feels solid, not a mirror that only reflects what she wants to see. When you abandon your own truth to keep the surface calm, the real work of intimacy goes underground. You both start walking on eggshells. Neither of you knows how to hold tension without fear. This isn't about becoming harsh or playing games. It's about realizing that emotional availability requires boundaries, not just endless accommodation. Most couples miss this entirely. They think love means merging. But real intimacy actually starts when two separate, grounded nervous systems choose to lean into each other without hiding their authentic weight. And once you see that shift, every single habit we're about to cover will make complete sense. 1. The peacekeeper trap. Most couples fall into the habit of treating every minor disagreement as a threat. So one partner quickly apologizes, backs down, or changes the subject before anything real can surface. Beneath the surface, this isn't about kindness, it's fear. Your nervous system is bracing for abandonment, so it hits the brakes on honesty to preserve the illusion of calm. But when you swallow your truth, you don't protect the connection. You starve it. She feels the hesitation. Her intuition reads it as you checking out of the room, which quietly tells her she can't trust your presence. Here's what changes everything. You don't need to argue louder. You just need to stop abandoning yourself to keep the temperature down. The disconnecting version sounds like, "It's fine, we don't have to talk about it. I just want you to be happy." The connecting version shifts to, "I actually care about what's happening here. Can we figure it out together, even if it feels uncomfortable?" And when you do that, the walls between you start to come down without either of you having to say a word. 2. The unspoken ledger. Most couples keep a hidden scorecard, doing extra favors, running errands, and sacrificing their own time, all while secretly waiting for it to magically balance out in their partner's eyes. Here's the part no one talks about. Covert contracts don't build intimacy. They build quiet resentment. You're operating on a hidden script that says, if I give enough, I won't have to ask. But her nervous system doesn't track your silent sacrifices. It tracks your clarity. When you give with strings attached, but never speak them, you're actually asking her to read your mind. And mind reading always leaves one person exhausted. It leaves the other person quietly guilty. This isn't a communication hack. This is just what two emotionally mature people naturally do when they stop trading favors for affection. Disconnecting. I already cleaned your car and paid for everything, so why don't you seem excited about us? Connecting. I love doing things for you when it's a real choice, but I also need to know you're emotionally available to me in return. Can we check in? That's when your partner stops feeling like a problem to manage and starts feeling like a person to come home to. 3. The boundary blur. Most people in relationships slowly erase their own lines to avoid disappointing their partner until both of you forget where one person ends and the other begins. Emotional distance in a relationship isn't like a sudden wall. It's like scar tissue that forms slowly over 100 small moments that never got repaired. When you say yes to things that quietly drain you, your energy leaks out. She picks up on that leakage. Her nervous system registers it as emotional flatness, not generosity. And here's what nobody explains. You can't pour from a hollowed-out cup and expect it to feel romantic. This is where it gets really interesting. She doesn't actually want a partner who never says no. She wants a partner whose yes actually means something. Disconnecting. Whatever you want is totally fine with me. I don't have preferences. Connecting. I'd love to support your plan, but I need Thursday evening to recharge. Can we adjust the schedule so we're both fully present? And when you do that, longing returns because she finally gets to see the real version of you. 4. The fixer's fatigue. Most couples fall into a cycle where one partner constantly jumps in to solve every emotional or logistical problem, believing that usefulness equals love. But her nervous system doesn't want a manager. It wants a companion. When you rush to fix every uncomfortable moment, you're actually sending a quiet message that she can't handle her own feelings. Her brain is quietly registering, he doesn't trust me to be messy. That's not connection. That's control wearing a gentle mask. Not more solutions, not faster replies, not carrying her entire emotional load, but two people who actually feel safe enough to be honest with each other for the first time in years. This isn't about doing less for her. This is about learning to love without losing yourself in the process. Disconnecting. Don't worry about it. I'll just handle everything so you don't have to stress. Connecting. I hear you're overwhelmed. Do you want me to brainstorm with you, or do you just need me to sit here and listen while it passes? And when you do that, cycles of quiet resentment finally break. 5. The silent withdrawal. Most couples slowly stop voicing their needs because they've been hurt, dismissed, or ignored too many times, so they just start fading into the background. But silence doesn't protect you. It isolates you. Your nervous system is trying to avoid conflict, but conflict avoidance actually breeds emotional starvation. She feels you pulling away. She feels the distance widening. What's moving through her is, I forgot how good it feels to be chosen. That's why she starts picking fights or checking her phone. It's rarely about the surface issue. It's about two people who are scared and don't know how to say it. Here's the part most couples never figure out. You don't need to be perfect to speak up. You just need to be honest. Disconnecting. It doesn't matter, I'm fine, really. Connecting. I've been feeling a little disconnected lately, and I miss you. Can we carve out 20 minutes tonight to just talk? No distractions? And when you do that, repair happens faster because you finally stopped treating vulnerability like a weakness. 6. The passive compass. Most couples let one person constantly defer to the other for every decision, dates, trips, and daily plans, until the relationship feels like it's floating without direction. But passivity doesn't create peace. It creates exhaustion. When you refuse to take the wheel, her nervous system has to carry all the mental load, and carrying all the weight drains attraction fast. It's not about controlling her. It's about sharing the responsibility of creating the life you're building. And here's what changes everything. Direction feels like care. Initiative feels like commitment. Not endless options, not asking, "What do you want?" for the 100th time, but a grounded person who knows how to lead with warmth instead of pressure. This is just what someone looks like when they've stopped confusing submission with safety. Disconnecting. I really don't care. You pick everything, whatever makes you happiest. Connecting. I was thinking we try that new spot downtown Thursday. Does that work for your schedule, or would Saturday feel better? And when you do that, she finally feels like she's dating a partner, not managing a roommate. 7. The permission paradox. Most people in relationships quietly apologize for existing, for taking up space, for having an opinion, or for simply showing up as they are. But constant over-apologizing doesn't make you humble. It makes you small. Your nervous system is scanning for threats, so it shrinks before you even speak. And shrinking teaches her nervous system to shrink with you. She doesn't actually want a doormat. She wants a grounded equal. Something in him is saying, I finally get to be fully seen without asking permission. That shift is magnetic. Not more politeness, not extra reassurance, but a quiet, unshakable confidence that knows your worth isn't up for negotiation. This isn't a technique for avoiding rejection. This is what it looks like when you stop begging for belonging and start claiming it. Disconnecting. Sorry to bother you. Sorry if I'm talking too much. Just ignore me if you're busy. Connecting. I've got something on my mind, and I'd love your thoughts when you have space. No rush, but I'll be here. And when you do that, safety returns, because she finally sees a man who stands his ground without raising his voice. This isn't a checklist to memorize. It's an invitation to show up differently. And that changes everything about what's possible between you and the person you chose. When you internalize this, you stop reacting and start responding. Your nervous system settles. Her nervous system relaxes. The unspoken pressure lifts. You stop trying to earn love through invisible labor. You start building it through grounded presence, honest boundaries, and the quiet courage of being exactly who you are. And your partner will feel the difference before you've even said a word. Real intimacy doesn't start when you find the right person. It starts when you decide to become one.